All right, we are here on Well Connected Elite. I'm right here with the junior middleweight man, retired man, fighter man, Andrew Council. What's up, big guy?
What's going on, champ?
Trainer, fighter, and coach. You know, how was the day, man?
The day was good. I had a couple of fighters that came in and stayed consistent and working out, no days off.
Okay, so give me some fighters that you actively train right now.
I'm actually training Dwayne Holmes Jr. 9-0. I think that's 5 knockout. David the Body Snatcher Whitmire 7-0, 6 knockouts. Stephon the Bricklayer Hops 4-0, 4 knockouts, and Trayvon the Sniper Marshall 10-1, 8 knockouts.
I see you got all they kills by Hop. So let me ask you something. As a coach and a trainer, right? Does it really make a difference to you if your fighter get the knockout if he went by decision?
No, we don't train for the knockout. We train for the decision, but we also understand that knockout sells. People really want to see a knockout. The knockout keep people in the seats.
Okay, so if you had to, so currently right now, do you have any fighters with any active fights coming up that's scheduled?
Yeah, I actually have Dwayne Holmes. I think he's scheduled February the 13th. That's supposed to be in New York. And I have David Whitmire and Trayvon Marshall should be fighting in January, but we didn't seal the deal on the actual date yet.
Okay. So right now, if you had to give me 5 fighters, say if I didn't know and I wasn't a hardcore boxing fan, and you had to give me 5 fighters to look out for, in the DMV right now, up and coming, what fighters would you give me?
Well, we have a lot of young top prospects coming up in the DMV. So I really couldn't give you 5 because I really feel like it's more than 5, right? And if I gave you 5 and I named all my guys, it's gonna look like I'm being biased. So we have a lot of good young prospects coming up in the area. We had a couple coming out of No Excuse. I think you may got like 2 coming out of the Headbangers Gym. We got a Jamal Harvey coming out of Oxon Hill Gym, and we have some of my gym that's coming out of my gym. So we have more than 5. So I just can't say 5.
Okay, so coming up, who would you think was the hardest fight for you to prepare for when you was a pro?
A lot of people think my hardest fight was Bernard Hopkins, but it wasn't. I think my hardest fight was Winky Wright.
Winky Wright. And was that the hardest fight for you to prepare for?
No, it wasn't the hardest fight for me to prepare for because I actually had great sparring. I actually sparred Pernell Whitaker for that fight. I sparred RIP to B. Scotland, a guy from our area, was a 168 guy. It wasn't the hardest fight to prepare for, but the fight was a hard fight.
So how was Pernell Whitaker in the ring? Like sparring Pernell Whitaker, like how was that experience?
The experience sparring Pernell was great experience. At first, I was in camp down in Norfolk, Virginia. So I didn't spar him the first week I was down there. We just was in camp. So I was in camp with David Tor Gotti, Andrew Galata, the whole main event crew back then. And so we was down there training. So he kind of watched me for like a whole week because he knew I was a guy that had actually knocked out Buddy McGirt. So he watched me for a while to try to figure out what type of guy I was before we sparred.
Okay. Have you ever been in the ring with Sugar Ray, the great Sugar Ray Leonard?
Nah, Sugar Ray Leonard was ahead of my time. I never was in the ring with Sugar Ray Leonard.
What about Mark Two Shop Johnson?
Never was in the ring with Mark Two Shop Johnson, but Mark Two Shop Johnson, in my opinion, probably one of the best fighters that ever came out of Washington, D.C. area. So
why do you think he's so underrated? Like, you don't hear too many fighters talk about Two Shop.
I don't think he's underrated, but like I said, I think Mark Two Shop Johnson is one of the best fighters ever put on a pair of gloves, period. I don't care what year, what decade. I just think Mark Johnson is one of the greatest fighters ever.
All right, so now we're gonna talk about some upcoming fights that's coming up. I'm gonna ask you about some fights. You tell me, who you feel like gonna win, and give me the results of how they gonna win. So first, we're gonna go big. We're gonna go Shakur Stevenson and Kid Austin, Floyd Schofield.
I think that's an okay fight, but I actually think Shakur Stevenson have too much experience for Kid Austin. Kid Austin is a young guy that's coming to press a lot like that, and I think Shakur, with his veteran skills and stuff like that, will make him make a lot of mistakes and capitalize on that. So I'm definitely picking Shakur.
So, do you think that that fight is intriguing to watch? Like, are you, are you really geeking to see that fight?
I'd rather watch Lamont Roach and Tank Davis fight before I watch that Shakur fight.
So, what you think about the Lamont and Tank fight? Who you got winning?
I think that's a great fight between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach. I think it's a very interesting fight. I think it's a better fight than what people think it's going to be. You got two champions that know each other, and as you know, the history of DMV in Baltimore. So when you got two guys that fight up the highway 30 minutes away, that's going to be a great fight. That's a fight I don't think people want to miss.
And you ain't picking a winner?
It's a great fight.
You got like how you got out of that one. What about the rematch, Bivol and Beterbiev?
I think that's another good fight. I actually think Beterbiev, skip that. Damn, my bad.
Yeah, Beterbiev.
I actually think that's a good fight. A lot of times rematch fights be great fights because you seen what happened the first time. You want to see the person that lost, see if they're going to make any adjustments. And if they do make an adjustment, it usually be a different type of outcome.
So you got to win in that fight?
Who won the first one?
Beterbiev won the first one, but a lot of people feel like Beterbiev really lost.
I kind of feel the same way.
So then, who you got winning this one then?
I just answered.
All right. All right. So next fight, we got Subriel Matias and Teofimo Lopez, 140-pound division. And they fighting for the belt. The belt is up. The WBO. Yeah, the WBO, 140 pound. Who you got winning, Subriel Matias or Teofimo Lopez?
I think that's a good fight. I think that's a fight that's made for Teo. So I'm definitely picking Teo to win that fight.
Okay. Now, same division, we got 140 pound. WBA, 140 pound division, WBA. We got Arroyo, Venezuela, fighting your little homie, Gary Antoine Russell.
Another good fight. I think Antoine Russell is going to win that fight, and I actually think he's going to, when it's all said and done, I actually think that he's going to get all the belts at 140. It's just a matter of time for him.
Yeah, that's high stakes right there. I like that. You gonna stir up a lot of stuff from this video. Like I said, now we're gonna just stick with the 140 pound division. We're going WBC, right? We got Alberto Puello against Sandor Martin.
That's a very interesting fight right there. I feel like that's two guys that's gonna come straightforward coming in. So that's kind of like a 50-50 fight to me.
Oh yeah. Okay. So now we got David Benavidez. They say it's gonna be the fight of the year. David Benavidez against David Morrell.
Another very good fight. I think that fight is going to be better than what people think. I think David Morrell is better than what a lot of people give him credit for, even though he doesn't have a lot of fights. I'm not saying he's going to win the fight because I'm going the other way, but I think it's going to be a better fight than what people think it's going to be.
Okay. So, what you think about this? This stuff we seen. Yesterday they saying that Adrian Bronner and Devin Haney supposed to be getting together to fight on BLK Prime. What do you think about that fight?
That will actually be a good comeback fight for Devin Haney, if that's true. So I don't know if that's true or not. I think it's a good fight for Devin Haney, a good comeback fight, a named guy, an older fighter that's kind of like not where he used to be. So that'll be a good fight for Devin.
All right. So what about, we got Emmanuel Stanionis fighting Jerron Bouts Ennis.
Very, very good fight. I think Boots definitely would look good in that fight right there, because that's somebody that's going to come at him. He's not going to have to go and look for him. And I think Boots would shine on him. And I also think Boots is receiving a lot of backlash that's not really justified to me.
So what do you think about that Virgil Ortiz and Boots situation? Do you think Boots duck?
I don't think Boots duck no fight. I just think people just be talking and saying a lot of stuff and don't know what's really going on. Just because you hear people saying that they offer you a fight doesn't really mean they offer you a fight. A lot of times people just be capping, saying stuff.
All right, so what you think about Keyshawn Davis and Brinchek? You know, Keyshawn about to get his first title shot. You know, you think he ready?
Yeah, I think Keyshawn is ready. I think Keyshawn is one of the rising stars, and I think he's going to be one of the game changers in the game. To be honest, because he's gifted. He has that charisma, which a lot of fighters don't have. I feel like in a matter of time, he's going to be one of the face of boxing.
Whoa, that's high. So Keyshawn Davis and the Tank Davis fight. How that turn out?
I think that will be a great fight. People might not agree on this part right here, but I feel like Keyshawn shouldn't rush to get the Tank fight. I think Keyshawn should take it slow, build up his resume a little bit more, because like I said, I feel like Keyshawn gonna be the face of boxing in that weight class, and maybe even go up to 140.
So they say, Bud and Canelo on negotiations. What do you think about that fight between Terrence Bud Crawford?
I think that's a big jump for Bud to jump up there to fight 168 in weight classes for a reason. Mm-hmm. But if anybody can pull it off, I think Bud can. I think that Bud shouldn't just rush up there and jump right into it. But if he take that fight, kind of like take your time, man. Don't jump right in there with Canelo like that.
So look, they got a lot of stuff going on the internet. Lamont Tank been going back and forth for the last 24 hours. You got people on there calling Tank zesty because of the picture that they put out there with his hair out and then the dances and stuff. Have you been around Tank, like any events?
No, I haven't been around Tank in years. So man, the internet, man, anything you put on the internet, somebody gonna take it and say something about it and twist the words up and stuff like that. So I don't really pay attention to all that stuff.
Yeah. So, what you think about the guy Baccarin, the guy that beat Tim Tszyu?
I think that was a good fight. I think he made it look easy when he beat Tim Tszyu. To be honest, that was a fight that people didn't even think that was gonna happen. But like I said, he made it look real easy.
All right, so for anybody that want to look you up on the internet, follow you, man, through the social media sites, Instagram. What's your Instagram?
My Instagram and my Facebook is Andrew Council 16, plain just like that.
No TikTok?
No TikTok. No YouTube. Just Instagram and Facebook for right now.
All right, and what you want the people to look forward to? What you want people to look out for from Andrew Council and Triple Threat?
Just keep a lookout for Triple Threat Gym. We have a lot of up-and-coming pros that's doing good. We have a nice amateur program with a lot of top amateurs right now, and just keep an eye out for my team.
All right, and before you go, if you had one fight out of all the fights that's ever